interested in watching really this week. I think three of the divisional leaders are off this week, but there'll probably be some games. I mean, I'm really looking forward to that Detroit and not Detroit, Chargers and Bears game. That's what I'm looking forward to watching really this week. Just because Chargers with at 4-5, they're half game back. With that, the AFC West is something I'm interested in watching. So that's the only reason I really want to get a look at that one.
Yeah, that game to me also is going to be an interesting game where you got two teams that seem to be going in opposite directions. But I think the San Diego team is definitely due for a bounce back. And Chicago's always a type of team where they don't run the ball that well, but they have an excellent running back in Matt Forte. I like what he brings to the table. Matt Forte is one of those running backs where even if he's not getting it in the running game, this guy could definitely hurt you in the passing game. I mean, this guy has so many runs or receptions or plays over 20 yards. I mean, Matt Forte is having a hell of a year. Like I said, I like to see what he's doing down there. But, I mean, there are a few games, a few teams that really need wins. This Dallas-Washington game should be an interesting game. The Niners-Arizona game could be one of those games where the Niners kind of let down. One of those trap games you let down. Tampa Bay, Green Bay may be exciting. You can see that cover 2 defense can withstand the Aaron Rodgers at his 70% clip.
Are you serious? Aaron Rodgers is going to tear that defense up like he's been doing.
I mean, this guy, Aaron Rodgers, this guy's completing 72% of his passes. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers, what he's done this season. I mean, he's clearly the NFL MVP. I don't care what he does. If he becomes Tim Tebow for the rest of the year, he's still going to be the MVP. That's how great his numbers are. I mean, this guy's putting up 72% of his passes. I mean, when he has like 18 touchdowns, 3 picks, not showing his touchdown. Don't want to just ramble and throw numbers out there. But, I mean, his numbers are unbelievable. And more than just his numbers, his control of that offense and his control of that team. I mean, his progression after such a small time and after being a starter of, 2 years, Josh?
No, this is 3rd year.
This is his 3rd year, but, I mean, he's been a starter for 2 years. This is his 3rd. I mean, his progression is just unbelievable. I mean, sky's the limit. Imagine where he'll be in another 3 years. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, just to think of. But let's go ahead and get into this week's game. First game we have Jacksonville at Cleveland. Go ahead, Josh. What do you think?
Jacksonville, Cleveland game. I take the Browns in this game. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that game's going to be boring. Another one, you're not interested in that game. Who's interested in Jacksonville and Cleveland this weekend? But I'll take Cleveland.
The dog pound, please do not listen to this guy's voice. I apologize personally to the dog pound.
It's a boring game. I'm falling asleep right now.
MJD is going to basically run crazy over that team. I'm going to take Jacksonville, Blaine Gabbert to be able to control that offense. Jones-Drew will just be too much. Next game, Carolina at Detroit. This is a big game for both teams. I think Cam, with the shoulder injury, Cam definitely needs to bounce back. He's had a few down weeks. I expect Steve Smith also to have a fairly big week. But to me, even more important, I think Detroit needs this game even a lot more. I mean, Detroit has been basically slapped the last 2 games. I mean, talk about slapping you down. I mean, wow. Detroit has went back to JV. Detroit is officially back at JV level. I don't know where Megatron's at. Matthew Stafford's my fantasy quarterback. I'm thinking of hanging myself. I'm going to have to go with Detroit. Next game. Josh, did you talk about that game? I apologize.
Oh, my gosh, you went to rambling so much I didn't even get a chance to throw my pick in there.
Rambling Elite, baby.
Rambling Elite. Detroit must bounce back, but I think Cam is going to have a big game, though. Even though with that front four, the reason why I think Cam is going to have a big game because that front four is going to be getting after him, so he's going to be making a lot of plays with his feet and throwing on the run. He's going to be making a lot of things happen, but I still think Detroit's going to win the game.
Next game, we have Tampa Bay at Green Bay. 2 tough division rivals. I'm going to have to go with Green Bay in this one. Aaron Rodgers, 72% clip, just too much on the completion percentage. Green Bay, just too much offense.
I got to go with Aaron Rodgers just because this week on First Take, on his radio show, he dissed Skip Bayless because he just said that guy on ESPN First Take, I think it is, he's just ridiculous. He just says things for shock value. That's what you are, Skip Bayless. You're a bum. You hate on Aaron Rodgers because he's going to destroy Brett Favre. I was telling someone, Brett Favre is a distant memory, just like Bart Starr was when he was playing at Lambeau. So that's what you are right now, Brett Favre. Sorry, Skip loves you. He's in love with you for some reason. But Aaron Rodgers, all the way, he'll destroy Tampa Bay.
Hey, we talked about that early in the year. We talked about how with one of our guests, Radio Raheem, one of the great guests on this show, we talked with Raheem about how we thought Aaron Rodgers and his progression, how he was getting a little better than Brett Favre. And, hey, at that time, you know, it was a little bit of sacrilegious to really talk about. But right now, I mean, what negative can you say about Aaron Rodgers in comparison to any quarterback in any era? I mean, this guy is really playing at an unbelievable level. Passing that 70% clip, that's ridiculous. Next game, we have Buffalo at Miami. Dolphins on a 2-game winning streak. I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Oh, dang, you going to take the Dolphins or the Buffalo Bills? I think Buffalo bounced back this week. I think Miami is going to go ahead and they're going to take a loss in this one. I think Stevie Johnson picks it up.
Thank you to all the spectators for the claps. Josh, I apologize for cutting you off. I just want to thank all the spectators because that's what spectators do. They just clap and they just watch and observe. And when you're not there, then they start talking. So what I'm going to do, why don't you guys come on the show and talk and don't just sit in the background like little punks and talk and just clap. Don't clap. Talk.
All right, well, like I was saying, though, I think the Bills are going to go ahead and bounce back this week, and they'll get a victory from Miami.
Vontae's going to shut down Stevie Johnson. Fins win. Next game, Oakland at Minnesota. Is McFadden back? Josh, please, can you answer that question?
I think he should be back this week. I think they held him out last week, but I think he should be back this week. And with Carson, going, playing well, against last week against San Diego, I think I'm going to go ahead and take Oakland in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Oakland. I think even if McFadden's not back, Michael Bush is a monster anyway. I mean, this guy is 240, 6'2", 240. He came out running like a 4'4", 4'5". Michael Bush is a monster. Raiders all the way. Raider Nation. Next game, Dallas at Washington. We're in the nation's capital. I'm going to have to go with Romo, no homo, and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Washington is playing real bad right now. So they still having problems at the QB, obviously. And Dallas is playing well. Come on, DeMarco Murray. Give me another 20-something points this week, again, for my fantasy squad. Lead me to a victory. I'm playing a guy this weekend that I really don't like. He's just, his brain sometimes doesn't function properly. So shout out to you, Killer. But come on, Dallas all the way.
Shout out to all the degenerate gamblers out there. No offense, Killer.
Yeah, that's the main one. The guy just can't stop.
Next game, Cincy at Baltimore. No Ray Lewis. I'm going to have to go with Cincy.
Oh, my gosh, yeah, because Baltimore is up and down. You get a big game versus Pitt. You win that game. And then you come back the following week and you lose to Seattle. What is going on with Baltimore? They're like schizos. Like, you can't do that. I mean,
you can't lose to Tavares
come on,
Jackson.
You can't lose to Tavares Jackson and the Seattle Seahawks.
No disrespect, T-Jack. I like to see what you're doing. T-Jack showing signs of life.
I'm sorry, T-Jack. You take it how you want to, but they can't come back there and then lose to you after you just got done beating Big Ben. Like, come on. I mean, I don't know who to really pick in this game because, I mean, I don't know really with Dalton and then with that 7 going to be rushing them. I'll take Cincinnati too. Why not?
Next game, Seattle at St. Louis. I'm going to have to go with Sam Bradford and the St. Louis Rams.
St. Louis and who?
Seattle.
St. Louis and Seattle. Oh. Yeah, I'll take St. Louis because I got Steven Jackson and we got Brandon Lloyd out at the receiver. So Sam Bradford got some weapons to work with this week, and the defense has been playing a little bit better. So I'll take St. Louis.
Next game in my upset pick of the week, Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. I like Arizona in the upset. John Skelling, I think, is at the quarterback. I like the way his connection that he's been able to get with Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald seemed to be a bit more explosive with this kid at the quarterback. To me, he respects the fact that Fitzgerald is a superstar and he finds a way to give him the ball. Beanie Wells is still Beanie Wells. I know the 49ers run defense is ridiculous. I mean, I don't think Beanie's going to have 100 yards, but I think he could definitely get a touchdown in about 60 yards. So I'm going to take Arizona in a close one. It'll be probably 20-17 AZ.
You're joking, right? You got to be joking. I don't even know if Kevin Cobb is going to be playing this week, is he?
It
I
doesn't
don't know if
matter.
anybody even knows that. I mean,
Fitzgerald plays better without Cobb.
Be for real, man. You really gonna take the Arizona Cardinals?
I just did.
Are you one of those shock value guys that Aaron Rodgers is referring to?
Maybe.
You're one of those shock value guys because it's a joke. We're 7-1. We're dominating everybody. We just came off that victory against the Giants that everybody picked us to lose. So be for real, sir. You need way more than a rookie quarterback throwing the ball to Larry Fitzgerald to beat us. Get out of here. San Francisco in a big way. I'm talking about 28-point favorite right now.
Get out of here. 49ers never going to put up that much points. You still got
You're the same guy. You're the same guy that was dissing the 49ers last week.
I don't see the Niners.
You were the same guy who dissed the Niners last week.
Contenders or pretenders?
Niners,
pretenders.
You have a problem with winning. Do you have a problem with winning?
No, I don't have a problem with winning.
Yes, he does.
I have a problem with
this
pretenders.
guy in here, everybody, this guy has a problem with winning. Because, look, the San Francisco 49ers, 7-1. He has a problem with what they're doing. Tim Tebow, 4-1. He has a problem with what they're doing. They're doing this about winning. How can you have a problem with winning? You want people to do, like, this stats and all this. Alex Smith ain't doing this. They're 7-1, 4-1. You have a problem with winning.
Big game. I'm picking who I think is going to win. I think Arizona's going to win because I think
Come on,
49ers
man. That's a joke pick, though. That's a crazy pick.
Is going to overlook this team. Is going to take it. It should be an easy win.
Nah, Harbaugh don't coach like that, brother.
That happens to teams.
Harbaugh don't coach that way, though.
49ers are a big favorite. There's no reason they should lose this game.
We are big favorites.
But in the NFL, these are the games that teams lose. Exactly.
No.
Baltimore versus Seattle. My sentiments exactly. These are the games that teams like the 49ers
Baltimore's been playing those
lose.
stats all year long. We haven't. The only team we lost to is Dallas, which you should have won that game if it wasn't for a blown coverage.
Would've, could've.
We're 7-1, sir. That's like I said. You the same guy last week who said the Giants was going to beat us. And what happened again?
Spectator Sport. Tennessee at Atlanta. I'm gonna have to go with CJ all day, getting his wings back. I like Chris Johnson. The kid got his dreads back. You know what? He was starting to lose some of his street flair. He's back to being the fly that he is. He might have been in the strip club this week or the last few weeks. I mean, CJ is back in form, baby. CJ is back. CJ is back. Tennessee. Josh, who you got?
I can take Atlanta. I'm not taking Tennessee in this game. I mean, they're gonna be I think they're gonna be at home too.
It's in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's gonna be at home, and they're gonna need this game. Tennessee, no, I'll take Atlanta.
Next game we have San Diego at Chicago. I'm gonna have to take the road team, the underdogs, San Diego in the upset. Phillip Rivers comes alive.
No, I'm taking Chicago because I think Chicago's gonna be the only team this year that beats the Packers. Because Chicago, they have Aaron Rodgers figured out. Every time they play him, they get pressure on him, they rattle him, and with Jay Cutler, he's playing well these last, his last 5 games. They have him 6-3 right now, back in playoff contention. I think the Bears are going to win this game because I think Phillip Rivers is going to get that same pressure they're going to do, like how they put on Rodgers and like Antonio Gates old. I mean, San Diego's just wrap them up. I think they're done for the year.
Next game, we have Philly at New York Giants. I'm going to have to go with the New York G-Men. Philly's run defense is just terrible. I mean, these guys are cotton soft. And I'm going to have to go with the G-Men.
Some important notes about this game. Michael Vick and Jeremy Maclin have been ruled out. Vince Young will get the start this week.
Oh, fantasy win alert. Fantasy win alert.
Yeah,
Holland Jungle does not have Vick. Fantasy win alert. This is all about winning. That's the only winning I'm concerned with, Josh.
Cortex, man. I'm sorry. Vic will be out, man. You might want to go run on waivers right now and pick up Vince Young, man. Sorry. So, get on that right now, son. But I'm going to take the Giants because, I mean, come on. I mean, Vince Young has won in the past, but with the Giants at pass rush, Eli playing out of his mind still right now, and with the run game, I'm gonna take the Giants.
Can't go wrong with the G-Man. Now, is Bradshaw back this week, Josh?
I don't know if Bradshaw's back this week. I don't know if he's returning this week.
I mean, either way, the way Jacobs is playing, the Eagles really don't have an answer